Hello everyone, welcome back to another video by Minelaughter's Geography. Today we're going to be talking about Pakistan. So, Pakistan, or the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, is a country in South Asia on the Indian subcontinent. Pakistan has existed in many forms over the centuries. However, its current form was created in 1839 when the Europeans conquered Karachi, the city of Karachi. After this, the British conquered the entire subcontinent for 100 more years until 1947, when they couldn't afford the colony and had to give it up. They couldn't afford it because of World War II, because they had to spend money on the military to fight the Germans. So after World War II, they were broke. That's why they couldn't afford India. Gandhi is most famous for Indian independence, but with this, because Gandhi lived in a united India before in India and Pakistan, he's famous for Indian independence, but he also gave independence to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Bhutan. Also, I think Sri Lanka and the Maldives, but I don't think they were part of the British Empire. But yeah, that's like 4 other countries besides India that he gave independence to, so pretty good. After 1947, instead of Pakistan being independent with India, the British decided to split the 2 countries into a Muslim and Hindu area. India was Hindu and Pakistan was Muslim. I might have got those 2 confused or mixed up. This event in Pakistan is known as Partition, same in India, and it is very controversial throughout the Indo-Pakistan community. Partition is kind of like the Holocaust for Indians or Pakistanis. Partition began when a British lawyer named Cyril Ratcliffe, I can't pronounce it, it's British, but Cyril Ratcliffe was given the task to draw a border putting Hindus in Pakistan and Sikhs in India. Cyril had never been to India and never left the British Isles, so he didn't know what India was, let alone who the people were. Despite this difficult challenge, he had to do it in 5 weeks, which, I don't think you can draw an international border, very important international border, in 5 weeks, but he had to do it in 5 weeks, and on August 9th, 1947, he completed the border, and 3 days later, the borders were made the official boundaries between India and Pakistan. Back then, Bangladesh didn't exist. It was known as West Pakistan and East Pakistan because there was a majority, Hindu area in in Eastern India. That was smaller, but they obviously couldn't put it as a part of Pakistan because it was literally on the other side of India, and they couldn't just draw a line between India because the British, they make borders, but they're not gonna make a border that dumb. And so what they had to do was they pretty much just made Bangladesh or East Pakistan on that side, on one side of India, and the other on the other side. It was really confusing and really messy because it meant that if you wanted to go on one side of Pakistan, if you wanted to go from West Pakistan to East Pakistan, you'd have to go around the Indian subcontinent, it was just really, not good. So, thankfully, India never blocked Pakistani planes from entering Indian airspace. Otherwise, that'd be painful. Because Tibet is right above India, so you can't really fly above that. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Nearly 14 million people had to move to India or Pakistan because of the partition, and those who did leave left everything behind except the clothes on their backs, kind of like Cyprus. Children who had to switch have aged to 80 and are the only survivors of the event. Obviously, I don't think anyone from 1947 is still alive today. If you were born in the 1800s or 1930 and you're still alive today, impressive. But I highly doubt it. Cyril himself said that he was rushed into making the borders, because he was, and that it would have taken 2 to 3 years to make the borders that were better than the ones he made. But obviously they couldn't do that because the Indians were getting tired, the Pakistanis were getting tired. Literally everyone was getting tired of the British, except the British, of course. Also, I think Queen Elizabeth was the last queen who ruled Pakistan before Pakistan became independent. So that was kind of cool because, you know, she died. If you haven't heard, yeah, Queen Elizabeth died, like a month ago. Anyway, no, but if you seriously, but she actually did die. It's kind of sad because, you know, she was the queen, and I thought she was immortal. We all thought she was immortal, but clearly she wasn't. She decided to check out. And so yeah. Anyway, in 1972, Pakistan began developing nuclear weapons and tested its first and only bomb on May 30th, 1998. India also has nuclear weapons, which it began developing a few years later in 1974. After the 9/11 attacks in 2001, the leader of the terrorist group responsible, Al-Qaeda, Al-Qaeda is the guys who so the 9/11 attack terrorists, you probably already know this if you're American, but the 9/11 attackers were a part of a group called Al-Qaeda, and the owner of said group was Osama Bin Laden. Osama Bin Laden, in 2001, after the U.S. invaded Afghanistan, Osama Bin Laden hid near Abbottabad. I cannot pronounce that, bro. Abbottabad, I don't know. Pakistan, after the United States invaded Afghanistan in retaliation. It took them 10 years to invade. Yeah, it took them 10 years. It took them 10 years to find him. And the U.S. Navy SEALs found Bin Laden hiding in a compound near Abbottabad in Pakistan. He was unarmed and surrounded by his wives. And it's kind of surprising that he was unarmed, because he had thin clothing, very thin clothing. So you would think the guy who was responsible for the largest terrorist attack in U.S. history, you would think he'd be armed at least a little bit, like a pistol or something. But nah, my man he was just chilling in bed with I think he actually was chilling in bed with his wives. He was just chilling in bed with his wives and pretty much a flag. His clothes were as thin as a flag. So. And so basically, after the girls that his wives who loved him, they were loyal to him. They tried to attack the U.S. Navy SEALs, but they either got shot or they just got pushed out of the way. Then the SEALs shot Bin Laden in the head twice. They shot him in the head because he was trying to I think he must have heard them coming up the stairs, so he hid in the closet. He peeked out the closet, which then that's what alerted them, that he was in the closet. But he was in the closet, and they shot him. They shot at him. Most of the shots missed, but eventually he was pulled out of the closet. And then he threw his wife at the Navy SEALs. I think they shot his wife in the leg. They shot his wife in the leg, one of his wives in the leg, and then after that, she was pushed out of the way. He was shot in the forehead twice. He fell to the ground. They shot him in the head again to make sure he's dead, because sometimes people survive after being shot in the forehead twice. So just to make sure he was actually dead, they had to shoot him again a third time. Anyway, the exact person who shot him is disputed, but the best guess is Robert J. O'Neill, But anyway, Pakistan has the 5th. But anyway, moving on from that controversial and kind of depressing topic, Pakistan has the 5th most amount of people with Muslims, which is like, I think it's like besides Middle Eastern countries, obviously, like Pakistan and Indonesia have like a bunch of Muslims. I don't know why Indonesia. I mean, I can assume Pakistan because it's right next to Afghanistan, but why Indonesia? That's beyond me. Maybe I'll learn in the Indonesia episode. Sorry, my brain froze. Anyway, Pakistan has the 5th amount of people with Muslims. 5th most amount of people with Muslims, with 200 million Muslims in the country. The official languages are Urdu. I don't know how to pronounce that. In English, which most likely from the old British colonialism. The capital is Islamabad. Dang, that was loud. And the population is 242,920,000 people. And the currency is the Pakistani rupee, which is kind of like the Indian rupee. But anyway, thank you for watching so much. Thank you so much for watching me rant for 11 minutes. Thanks for watching. And the next video will be about Fiji. So goodbye. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you did, you probably did enjoy it, because if you're watching for 11 minutes, you had to enjoy it. Anyway, bye.